Are you satisfied? Happy? Miserable? Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? It's time for the Michele Hughes Show, where we keep it real. Tune in daily and join our controversial topics as we talk about singles, sex, and men and women's issues. And now, the queen of relationships on the Michele Hughes Show. Always keeping it real. Your host, Michele Hughes.
Well, we want to welcome everyone to the show tonight. Yes, this is Ask the Queen. And I want to thank you all for sending me your emails and wanting some answers to your letters and the things that you're experiencing on a daily basis. And we're going to get to those letters. I believe that we spend more time on the internet than we spend time interacting with one another in person. We have Facebook, Twitter, Google, MySpace. Now, I'm not downing these vehicles because that's how we communicate with one another, but we should not count out spending quality time with one another in person. It's like we don't even talk on the phone like we used to. It's like we have just given our whole communication and staying in touch with one another. We put more emphasis in interacting on Facebook, Twitter, and Google. Now, we know that's the signs of the time, but unfortunately, it's breaking down the time we used to spend going out to dinner or maybe, seeing a movie with someone, going bowling. And so what prompted this conversation is the letters that I received on this week. And I have one letter from a person who says, "Dear Michele, I'm in a relationship with my best friend, but I talk with him more on Facebook than I spend time with him in person. We do go out to see a movie once in a while. I love him a lot. How do I get him to spend more time with me? Tina, thanks." Well, Tina, that's something that you know him better than I know him, but you are going to have to begin to have conversation with him and see where he is concerning spending time with you, and let him know that you desire to see him more and that you want to see him more in person. And I think that you only can be truthful. If you say this is your best friend, then your best friend, you need to find out if he sees you in that same way. And if he does, then he should want to spend time with you also. Maybe just set out to invite him over to your home or invite him out to dinner. Just do some things that will incorporate you not just being on Facebook. I mean, we enjoy Facebook, and everything. I mean, those are good places to go and meet people and do a whole lot of other things. But what you are looking for, Tina, is someone, your best friend, to spend quality time with you. So what I would suggest is send him a note maybe and say, "Honey, I miss you. Let's maybe do a movie the weekend." I mean, you may have to just kind of help him out. Maybe he's looking for you to do that. And if he doesn't after the conversation, then if he just doesn't, you just going to have to figure out if this is the right person for you. You're saying he's your best friend, but I mean, the only way you're going to grow in a relationship is that you spend quality time with one another. You have to interact. I mean, what happens if you decide to marry him? You won't know too much about him except for Facebook, and that's not good. I mean, anybody can write stuff, but you want to see how he interacts. I say 4 seasons, okay, and you want to see him in person under those 4 seasons: winter, summer, spring, fall. And so, if you never are spending time with him, you're not really finding out who he really is. So you need to just begin to say, okay, honey, if you don't want to spend quality time with me, then you may have to find you somebody else, because this is not working. And I think it's only fair to you. I mean, why are you in a relationship? I mean, that's just like being by yourself. If you're only basically interacting on Facebook, then how is he your best friend? You need to understand what you're saying. You say he's your best friend. If he's your best friend, then why are you having why aren't you spending time with him? So that's what you need to ask yourself, that question. Why aren't you spending time with your best friend? And so when you come to that conclusion, you'll begin to figure out what the next steps will be. I've given you some suggestions what to do. And if that doesn't help, just, email me back and I'll give you some more little tips that hopefully will help you. All right. We have another letter here. It says here, Dear Michele, I am 9 months pregnant. I am due any day. My boyfriend is nowhere to be found. Now he knows our baby is due any day. What should I do? Needing help, Terry. Terry, this is a very terrible situation to be in. And what I would tell you is that if you don't know how to get in contact with him, I guess you have exhausted everything you know, because you said he's nowhere to be found. So I'm assuming that you've tried to contact him. Well, if you don't have any other way, if you contacted maybe some of his family members, maybe his, any of his family members, I would go through them. Try to contact some of his family members and let him know that you need him at this time because your baby's due. And so we're just asking that God will send him to you so that you won't be alone when you give delivery to your baby, because that's so important to have the person that you are carrying, the child, to be there. Maybe something has come up. I guess you don't know exactly what's going on in his life right now. But if I was you, Terry, I would try to contact some of his family members and find out what's going on. Don't let pride get in here and say, well, if you fool on him, if he doesn't want to call me, I'm not going to call him. No, this is not the time to have that type of attitude. You need to find out exactly what's going on. What if something major has happened? So it sounds like you have contacted him because you said he's nowhere to be found. So I'm hoping that you've done all your due diligence in trying to find out exactly where he is. And then if, for whatever reason, Terry, just begin to ask God to give you peace. And all those in your family, I just know God's going to send someone to you to be with you during this time when that baby's due. I pray that he's there for you when when it's time to give delivery to your baby. So all you can do at this time is pray. Try to seek out some of his family members to see if they can tell you exactly what's going on with him. There are people who have, anything could have happened. I don't know. I can't really say what could have happened, but I just pray that you'll contact me and let me know that you did get back in touch with him, and that maybe it was something out of his hands, that the reason why he has not been able to contact you. So I'm hoping for the best for you, so that you won't have all that stress on you, so that the baby won't feel all that stress coming out the first time he's coming into the world, and he's got to deal with his mother or her mother not feeling well because of the man who she's giving delivery to his child is not around. So I pray that that doesn't happen to you. I really do, Terry. That he will come and be a man and support you during this time. Well, we're going to go to another letter here. And it says here, can I ask you a question about my girlfriend who doesn't know how to stop wanting me to buy her clothes, shoes, and get her hair done? When does it stop? And she never buys me anything except for my birthday. What do you think, Ben? Well, Ben, you know, a woman's going to be a woman, you know. I think most women, they just want to see if you're willing to do those things for them. And you did say she does buy you gifts for your birthday. I think that's just something that a woman does, just wants to see if the man in her life really cares. And if he does, then he needs to buy her certain things. I mean, every woman's different, but it sounds like that might be the type of lady that you have. And so hopefully, if you feel she need to buy you some things, won't you ask her to tell her some things you'll want? That's right. It's no need you booing and this sound like a cow to me right now, Ben. And so don't just keep mooing. Ask the person what you want. And I believe that's why most of our relationships, they don't go as far as they should, because we're not truthful. Now, if you feel she's asking too much of you, and maybe you can't afford it at this time, you need to sit her down and say, listen, honey, I love to do all these things you want me to do for you. But right now, I have some pressing things, and I would love to buy you the shoes, the clothes, and all that, but I just can't afford it at this time. And just let her know the truth. Why sit up there, feeling regrets in your heart, trying to, give her everything she wants, when in actuality, maybe you can't afford it. So if you can't afford it, you need to be truthful. That's the only thing I'm saying. I don't know if you can afford it. I'm just putting it out there. But if you can afford it, you need to sit her down and let her know. The other thing I would suggest to you, Ben, is that you also said that the only time she buys you anything is for your birthday. So, if you feel she should do more for you, then sit her down and tell her, well, I like some things too. Why don't you, think of some things. Maybe you want to go to a football game. Say, well, honey, let's go to a football game, and I want you to buy the tickets. Then you'll see if she's in for the long haul too. If she's willing to spend some moolah on you, and you'll never know until you ask. You have not because you ask not. When you ask and miss. So don't ask and miss. Be specific and let her know directly what you want, and stop all that mooing, okay? And just be specific, Ben, and let her know exactly what you desire. Well, I just know that, Ben, you understand that we're just joking with you tonight, because I try to keep things lighthearted. I believe that in life, that if you can look at the bright side and keep it kind of lighthearted, you won't get all, tripping out, getting mad, and, just, then you won't end up with the right person. So you have a person. And so I believe that when you have someone in your life, they may not do everything you want them to do, but if we would spend more time talking with the person and letting them know the things you like, what you don't like. If it's some things that it doesn't really matter, then you don't have to talk about everything that it doesn't matter that much. But those things that really, really bothers you, no, you need to talk about those things, because sooner or later you're going to find yourself getting heated and mad, and you're going to blow up, and she's not going to know why. It's going to be about something she did maybe a month ago that you didn't discuss. And if you discuss it now, before it gets to that heated point, now you'll have a better relationship because you're being honest. Well, listen, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back as we deal with more heart-to-heart issues. This is the Queen of Relationships on the Michelle Hughes Show, where we keep it real. Stay with us on the Michelle Hughes Show.
Do you want to change your life? Unlock the secrets to making positive changes in your life with a free membership at makingapositivechange.com. Take a chance on yourself. Join the Making a Positive Change community today by going to www.makingapositivechange.com or talk to Dr. Bill directly at 239-349-2209.
It's the Michelle Hughes Show. We keep it real. We talk about singles, sex, men and women issues. Come join the conversation on the Michelle Hughes Show. Are you satisfied, happy, or miserable? Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? Well, tune in daily and join our controversial topics. She is the queen of relationships on the Michelle Hughes Show. She keeps it real. Don't miss a show with Michelle Hughes.
That's right. Tell a friend to come to the Michelle Hughes Show every day, Monday through Friday, from 7:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And we're here for you singles. We enjoy giving you information that we feel that's going to help you in your single life. Because, today, many times, we don't have any place to go. So you have some place to come to hear something that's going to rejuvenate you or refreshen you or make you feel important as a single, knowing that Michelle Hughes is here every day talking about single situations, giving you letters from people who are having issues in their single life, and we try to address those things. And I believe that every time you feel that, I don't understand what's going on in my life, well, you need to email me at singleSexAndSatisfied365@gmail.com. Again, that's singleSexAndSatisfied365@gmail.com. Email me, and I guarantee you will come and give your letter a response, because that's what we're here to do, you singles. I hope you guys are enjoying coming to our program each and every day, listening to the topics that I believe that's going to help you singles have a better life. And that's what we want. We want to come to some weddings. I keep saying, I'm putting that out there, you guys, because I do want to come to some weddings. I want you to invite me. Don't forget, when you find yourself, finally finding someone you enjoy and that's the right person for you, I want you to invite me to your wedding, because you would have said, Michelle, you've helped me in understanding the importance of having a great relationship. And how do you do that? You do that by spending time with yourself and then spending time with that individual who you have brought into your life. I believe the more time you spend with that person, understanding who they are, they understand who you are. I believe that's what makes for a great relationship with each other, because what you're doing is you're finding out those things that, like how you see that some of the letters that was sent to me, there are people who they just have some little issues that they don't quite understand. But I believe that when we can just get through those little pitfalls, those little issues that sometimes really get next to us, because we all have little things that you couldn't just scream out, almost like what? That's right, like a barking dog. That's right. You can bark so much until you just can't bark no more. And so that's why we have this show here for you, so you can bark to me. And hopefully I can come back and give you some quality answers that's going to help your relationship become even better. Because I believe that having a healthy relationship where two people come together and they really ignite the greatness out of each other. That's right. I believe that's what God wants for us all, is to find people that we work through to find out through those little, tough little issues that we go through sometimes. Nothing's perfect. So you're going to get through those things. But if you can get through those rough edges, right? You get through those rough edges to get to that beauty that's inside of that king, that man that you really love, and you find out, he's that person that I am always envisioned in my heart. And he says the same thing about his queen, that, oh yeah, she's exactly more than I would ever think or imagine. I think that it's nothing wrong with envisioning those type of relationships, and I believe it starts with your mind. When you begin to change your mindset and begin to envision what you want to see in that person, I believe that we will have better relationships, because sometimes we've been in relationships that didn't go so well, and now we bring all that inside of a new relationship. And that's why I believe that we have to begin to spend time with ourselves so we can get all that ugliness out of us from maybe past relationships, and ask God to heal us from anything that we feel that has, harmed us in some way. And I believe that the only way you can do that is first by being honest with yourself. And when you do that, now you can bring out the best in the person that you are now joined with. Well, let's get back to answering some of our questions. It says here, "Hi, Queen. I am writing you because I am tired of being single. I am not meeting any good men. What should I do? Yours truly, Karen." Well, Karen, everybody gets tired sometimes of being single. But this is the state that you're in. And so you might as well make the best of it and enjoy being single. Now, while you're not meeting any good men, as I just said earlier, it starts with your attitude. Where are you going? Do you go to church? Do you go do you have a membership at a health spa? There are places you can just go shopping sometimes, and lo and behold, you might be coming out your bank or something, and someone sees you. I mean, that's happened to me. And so you can meet people. There's somebody somewhere who would love to be a part of your life. But I believe it starts with attitude in how you attract people into your life. I think sometimes people can see if you bubble, or if you have joy in your spirit. And so what kind of spirit do you have? Are you joyful, or are you angry? Are you mean? Are you, cantankerous? What kind of personality do you have? Because that's what people look at, and that's what attracts you to the good people that will come into your life. And so you want to attract who you are. And so who are you? And that's why we begin to say we have a podcast that says, who are you? Maybe you should go and listen to that, because it'll tell you a little bit about who you are as an individual, and so that you can meet that right person. I don't have any fast remedies on this is what's going to happen. No, I just believe that life will just happen, and you'll just meet that right person at a time when you least expect it. All of a sudden, you'll meet someone. So just be open, put yourself in the right places, and I believe that person is just waiting to meet you, Karen. But begin to, instead of keep saying, I'm tired of being single, take that tiredness and begin to work on the inside of you. Work on maybe some of the things on the outside. Maybe sometimes we need to lose weight, or maybe get a new hairstyle, get your nails done, or get your spirit man right. Begin to read the Bible more. Go to church. Get inspired spiritually. I believe the more that we do on the inside for ourselves, it will just attract that good person into your life. But you have to be ready for it also. I've attracted men, but I wasn't ready. And so just make sure you're ready, because we say we're ready, but then when the person comes, you realize you really are not ready. So just take your time and stop being so tired, Karen. Stop being so tired of being single. This is the best time of your life. If you can begin to look at the joy of being single and not look at, oh, I'm by myself, woe is me. I mean, come on now. I mean, there are many things that you can do by yourself, okay? Sometimes you might not have enough time in a day to do all the things you want to do. So you need to prioritize your day, prioritize yourself, and begin to say to yourself, what is it that I'm going to do different this year? What are some of the things I always wanted to do, but I haven't tackled yet? And when you begin to tackle some of those things that you always thought to yourself, I feel like I just want to do something different this year, then do it. Instead of being tired, begin to do those things that you always wanted to do, but you haven't done it, because sometimes we get too busy. But now you're saying you're tired. So get untired and begin to take some vitamins, to energize yourself. No, really, I'm serious. Do something to, to help. Maybe get some rest. Maybe you need to rest more and get some sleep. Sometimes we don't get enough rest, and even if you're not sleeping, just rest, lay down, and get to know who you are, Karen. And I guarantee you, you are going to begin to feel better about life. Well, we're going to read our last letter for tonight, and it says here, "Hello, Michelle. I am really enjoying your topics talking to singles. I am currently engaged, and I'm thinking about calling it off. He just doesn't make me happy anymore, and I am interested in someone else. Please give me your advice. Listening, Cheryl." Well, Cheryl, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Really, it is. It's almost like a person. You know how when we're dialing up something. Yeah, it's like, you're dialing up that person. You want to talk to that person. You want to listen to their voice, and you want to hear on the other side. You want to hear their voice. And I don't know. All of a sudden, what you're saying here, Cheryl, is that you don't want to hear the man who you're engaged with, his voice anymore, because now you're interested in hearing somebody else's voice. Well, it's better that you find out now that you're interested in someone else than to have gotten married and then realize you married the wrong person. That's what I would tell you. It's better that you find out now that you're interested in someone else who maybe he's making you happier, and he said that the person that you're engaged with is presently not making you happy. Well, no one can make us happy. We have to make ourselves happy from within. But I gather what you're saying is that the things that maybe he used to do doesn't bring too much enjoyment to you, or maybe he's just not that person for you. And you know what, Cheryl? That's not the worst thing that could ever happen. To realize that this is not the person for you. I have been in relationships like that where I realized I don't think first of all, I didn't want to commit to anyone, but I'm just saying I understand how that feels. So listen, it's better that you think about what you're doing and write down all the attributes in the person that you're engaged with. And then write down the attributes, all the things that this new person's bringing you. And then see which one weighs out the other. And then what I'm trying to get you to do is think deeper. Think deeper beyond whatever you're feeling at this point. Because sometimes we're overlooking maybe the goodness in that person, and then maybe something to click in your head and say, you know what, I did enjoy this about them. Because sometimes we get clogged up if you get angry or get mad about a situation, and sometimes that'll clog up all the good things that person has done for you. So what you don't want to do with the person that you're engaged with is just clog your head up and not think about all the things that drew you to the point that you're engaged. So you need to go back, write some things down. I'm a writer. I write. So if you just write those things down, maybe you could do it in your head. I don't know. But I just think if you could just write, what this person does for me, and then write what the other person's doing for you. And then you can figure out maybe which one is really the better person. And that's what I would tell you. And then pray. Ask God. If you're a prayer, I don't know if you believe in prayer, but, pray and ask God to just give you peace. And I believe God will give you peace that surpasses all understanding concerning which person that you should really settle yourself with. And you're already engaged, so that's a good thing. What's not a good thing is that you're interested in someone else. Now, I don't know how you got to that point, but one good thing is that you haven't finalized anything with anyone. So you're free to do whatever you want, except for that you are engaged. So you have to be careful with, I hope you're not seeing this other person. I don't know what's going on. But if you are seeing this other individual, you need to figure out which one really brings out the best in you. And you say, maybe this other person is making you happier. Are you saying that, temporarily they're making you happy? Because when you first meet someone, it's always, sometimes, it's always, different when you meet someone. So you have to take that under consideration too. Is that you're just meeting him, so it's the excitement's there. I don't know how long you've been engaged to this person or how long you've been with the person that you've been engaged to. So you need to think about those things that I just gave you, because sometimes if we're not careful, we'll overlook someone's goodness and their good qualities for someone who may come in and just give us some of those remnants that we need, maybe temporarily, but that other person has given you what you need in the long haul. So those are things I would say. Think about what you're doing. Write those things down, as I said, and get back with me and let me know if I helped you in any way that maybe help you to understand that what you have maybe is a jewel. Well, listen, the queen, ask the queen. You know, we do this every week, and so we just need you to keep emailing us, at single, sex, and satisfied 365 at gmail.com. Keep those letters coming, because you know what we do here. We keep it real.
Thanks for tuning in to the Michelle Hughes Show. Join us daily for more hot topics with the Queen of Relationships. Always keeping it real. See you tomorrow on the Michelle Hughes Show.